Top 10 money mistakes. Number one, living paycheck to paycheck. If your money comes in, if your income comes in, and then all of it is immediately going out, then you are living paycheck to paycheck. If your money comes in and you have no money to put into savings because you need to use it all on your expenses, you are living paycheck to paycheck. And that is the top money mistake. Because if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you do not have anything left over for anything else. And that includes discretionary funds. That includes saving an emergency fund or saving for an emergency fund. That includes investing. That includes all of the other wonderful things that we would like to do with our money. We cannot do them because all of the money's going out. And when all of the money's going out, you have none left over. And that is the number one definition of living paycheck to paycheck. And that's our number one money mistake. Number two is not having an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a buffer between you and life. When life happens, because life will happen, then you have the funds to say, hey, I'm not going to be concerned, or I don't have to be concerned because I have this covered. I have it covered because I have money in my emergency fund in order to take care of that flat tire, in order to pay for money to get the car fixed if the car goes down, in order to get a new refrigerator if it goes out, in order to pay those deductibles if you happen to have a medical emergency. You need a buffer. Because if you do not, you will end up going into debt, using credit card after credit card in order to get you out of mess that your emergency funds should have taken care of. So you definitely have to have an emergency fund. That goes without saying. And then that leads us into our number three. Number three is having debt. Debt will totally rob you of your future. Because when you're paying money out to other people, you have no money to pay out to yourself. Meaning you have no money to save. You have no money to invest. Debt robs you. You're too busy paying somebody else the principal and the interest. Meaning the money that you owe them plus the extra, because that's what you got to do when you borrow money. You got to pay more on it. So debt is the number three money mistake. We have to get rid of the debts, even the ones that you think are small debts, even the ones you think are good debts. Currently, my only debt serves as a mortgage, and I am definitely trying to get that out of here, although it's huge. It doesn't matter. I am going to get that down, and I have a goal. Everybody should have a goal to knock down some debt. For instance, let's say your credit card debt comes in at 10 grand. By the end of this year, you should want that credit card debt down to half. By the end of the year, my credit card debt is to be at half. And then what is your strategy in order to get you there? I'm going to do DoorDash and bring in an extra $500 a month and put that money directly to the debt. So that's right there, an example of a goal, an example of a strategy in order to help you to meet that goal. You have to get debt out your life. Without debt, oh my goodness, you will feel so free and be so free. Number four money mistake is not paying cash for a car. I know cars for a lot of us are our second biggest expense besides our house. And it really comes, the loans come in handy, right? Because then you only have to pay that little payment a month. Little payment a month. But what I heard from a lot of people, and I'm beginning to have the same mindset, is if you can't pay for a car outright, you shouldn't get it. And if you can't pay for a car outright, then you can't really afford it. So We have to knock out these car loans. And I know this is coming directly under debt and is serving as debt, but I am highlighting this one specifically because people think it's okay to go out and get these loans. People are getting car loans upwards of $1,000 these days, and that is ridiculous. Think about what you could do with $1,000. Literally, like, think about what you could be doing with that $1,000 car payment. Not only, listen, the car payment, plus the gas, plus the maintenance, the oil changes, plus the insurance on top of that. If you have a $1,000 car payment, then your overall car expenses are probably going to be about $1,500. And that is ridiculous. That is totally ridiculous. You could be maxing out a Roth IRA with that money. Okay? Do not go out and get these huge car payments because cars are rather expensive these days. I myself have a car fund. So that means that I am saving a certain amount of money each month for a car. So that the next time, and it will be the first time, that when I go out and I purchase a car, it will be totally in cash. And I'm only getting what my money can afford me. If I do not have the cash needed in order to pay for that car, then I'm not getting that car and I need another one. So these car loans are going to rob us again of our future. We do not need that. So car loans are a no. We need to be paying for cars in cash. Number 5, and this probably should have been number 2, but not having a budget. It's really important that you know where your money is going each and every month. We hear so much about that zero-based budget where you give every dollar coming in a name because it's important. You know exactly where your money is going. Okay, your money comes in, then you know I have, 50% of it is going towards these bills. Then I have 20 or 30% of it going towards my savings. And then I have the rest going towards me. Some, discretionary funds, fund money, or to pay off debt. Maybe you would do that with the additional funds that you have. But you need to have a name for every dollar because if you do not, then your money will run you. And you do not want your money to run you. You want to run it. Okay? All right. So, number 6 is constantly eating out. Eating out has become so expensive that it is ridiculous. I went the other day to, I know this is crazy getting chicken from a gas station, but literally I went to a gas station. The name, don't worry about the name. I went to a gas station, got a 2-piece 5 mil, and that came to almost $11. $11. And I felt disgusted because I was like, this is ridiculous. This meal should have been $6, maybe $7 at the most, and you're charging me $11 for 2 dark pieces of meat and some coleslaw. You didn't even get a drink. So the prices are crazy. Going out even to like the regular restaurants like Olive Garden and stuff like that will run a family of 4 about $100. No, sir. No, ma'am. Eating out on a daily basis will kill your pockets. So what we do is we meal prep. I know exactly what we're going to eat this week because we talk about it as a family. Okay, guys, what are we eating for breakfast? What are we eating for lunch? What are we eating for dinner? We have those ideas already in our heads when we go to the market. When we go to the market, we pick up only those items and dessert too. Gotta get dessert. And we pick up only those items and come back. And sometimes I'm telling you, I could get my grocery bill down to $80 if I had my list with me and I know what we're eating for the week. I can get my grocery bill down to $80. Today it was $86 because I had a plan going in. I knew what we were going to eat. And it's already planned for the week. So this week I know we are having pork shoulder. So it's going to be pulled pork. And that's going to last us a couple nights because the pulled pork is big enough to last a couple nights. Then I know we're going to have calzones. I actually purchased those from the market, but one calzone costs under $2.50 per person. So that was $7.50 for a meal. And then we're going to have, the third thing is, we're going to have chicken. So all of that is already planned. And not only that, we cook on Saturday nights on a good weekend or Sundays. And then we say, this is it. The food is already in a refrigerator. I'm not eating out because I know that the food is already done. So instead of rushing to some restaurant in order to get food, I'm rushing home because I know my food is already done. My food is already cooked and already made. So after a long day, I do not have to spend all of my time cooking food, which will make you want to go get food out. It'll make you want to go get food out if you're like, oh man, I'm going home. I'm tired. I'm going to have to cook. That's going to be too much. So it's already done. Everything is already taken care of. Everything. So when I come home, all we got to do is heat it up and we eat. All right. Number 7, thinking you need money to have fun. You don't need that much money to have fun. You don't need anything to have fun, really. You take them kids to that corner park and you'll be fine. You will be fine. I know that I was trying to take my kids to the zoo. They talk about, we teenagers, we don't go to the zoo. But the zoo where we live costs $7 for adults. And I do believe that it is free for kids 18 and under because it had no price next to their age group. So, listen, let's go, get some exercise, get some fresh air, walk around the zoo, enjoy our time together, have conversations, look in each other's eyes, put the phones down, and have a good time. You do not need money to have fun. Because these entertainment parks and these entertainment family centers will have you spending hundreds of dollars for every time. I'm not saying every other time we don't do that, because we do that. We don't do it every weekend. Maybe once a month or once every other month, we'll go out to an expensive place like that. But we're not doing that every weekend. Number 8, constantly buying things that you do not need. Constantly buying things that you don't need. And I know sometimes we are in a scarcity mindset that if we are running low, or if we think we're running low and we're not really running low, we got to go to the store to get 10 more of the same thing. Let's not do that anymore, folks. Let's not have that scarcity mindset that says that when this particular product run out, there will be no more ever in the stores. No, you get down to the little bit of what you have, then you didn't go buy another one. You don't need 5 and 10 and 15 of that particular product or that particular item. You really don't. I mean, unless you catch a huge sale where you can get things in bulk, then you do not need that. Otherwise, we're just going out spending money on things that we're not even going to use, or maybe we won't use them for months and months down the line. For money that you could be saving and investing today. Please be mindful of that. You do not need to continue to keep buying stuff after things after things. It becomes a ridiculous mess and then it crowds your house up. You don't need all of that stuff. All right. Number 9. This is a good one. Being too scared to invest. There are some of us who are literally too scared to put our money into the stock market when people have been making money like that for years. And because we're too scared to make an investment, we have our money in a savings account and it's not really doing us any good. We're not investing it. And I'm not only saying put your money in the stock market, ETFs, mutual funds, index funds. I'm not only saying that. Invest your money in the ways that you see fit. Some people invest their money in gold. Some people invest their money in crypto. Some people invest their money in real estate. Some people invest their money in the businesses of others. Some people are investing their money in themselves by, getting trainings, getting education and things like that. Invest your money. Do not just continuously have it sitting in the bank because it's not going to make that much money. You have to put it in the stock market. Now, I do have my emergency fund in the bank, but that's the only thing that I have in the bank. Everything else straight goes into my investments. And the reason why my emergency fund is in the bank is because I need to have access to that money very quickly should something happen. I can't have it tied up in investments. So, put your money in that stock market, okay? Because if it goes down, it's going to come back up. In 10 years, it's going to be way up. In 20 years, it's going to be way up when it's time for you to retire. Please put your money in the stock market. Stop being so scared. Please, some of us so scared. Let's stop being scared to grow. Dude, try something different. Okay? And the last one is a special one because it's just something that I do and I've trained myself to do. It's to have discipline. You have to have discipline. You cannot go out here spending money all willy-nilly because it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you do not have a mind about where it's going to go, how you're going to save it, how you're going to invest it, how you're going to spend it, that money is going to be gone. We have people earning 250 grand a year, living paycheck to paycheck, and that sickens my stomach. So you must have discipline. I know for myself, one way that I discipline myself, I have a lot of little discipline methods that I use. But one thing that I really do is I do not spend money during the week. From Monday to Friday, I don't spend money. I really don't even need to spend money. Like, I'm going to work. I'm taking my lunch to work. I'm taking my water to work with me. I don't need to spend money. So that is how I discipline myself to make sure that I'm not overspending. And during the weekend, I'm spending on groceries, I'm spending on gas, and if we need things here and there, like clothes, like we go out or whatever, and we spend money. But literally, I do not spend money during the week. And that's a special tip for you. Maybe that is something that you can try, because I know a lot of us are spending money eating lunch, eating breakfast, getting coffee, getting dinner at the vending machines, getting water. Please, that is ridiculous. That's a no. Take everything you need to work. Take every single thing that you need to work. All right? You can be disciplined enough to do all of the things on this list so that you are not making the money mistakes that we discussed.